All right, everybody, this is the LP that everybody's been waiting for. It is Let's Play Suikoden 3. Let's make a still shot here, and I have quite a bit to explain here. This LP is going to be one of the biggest LPs I've ever done. I'm intending to, and I have a little test square coming up. Yes, this test square will have boss information. It'll have everything you'll ever want to know about, like maybe certain treasure bosses that are throughout the game. Uh, it's basically just to keep you more informed. Basically, I started doing this off of my original or my first Let's Play of Suikoden 2, but I stopped for Suikoden 1 because I was getting really lazy while that doing that LP. So basically, what I'm going to do is reinstate all of this, and now that I have Photoshop, I made the graphic a little better. I'm using picture-in-picture now for a better effect than just having like a title thing at the bottom. So I hope you like that feature, and maybe there might be even more, I don't know. But basically, I guess I'll start off by talking about Suikoden 3, because unfortunately, it's one of those games where you're not really gonna know anything about it by just playing it. Um, Suikoden 3, it was a different turn that Konami did. And it was large. It was very different from Suikoden 2. Actually, the first two Suikodens, because Suikodens 1 and 2 were basically almost the same thing in terms of gameplay. Of course, the storylines were a bit different, graphics were a bit sharper, but there's really little to no difference within the first two Suikodens. Suikoden 3 is the first 3D Suikoden, obviously, and it has a lot of changes, but oh boy, a lot of people didn't like some of the stuff with it, including myself. I guess the most notable complaint that I've ever heard was the buddy system. Um, Buddy system is actually not all that bad. A lot of people didn't give it a second chance. It's really not that confusing. It's flawed, but I see what they're trying to do there. They're trying to improve on it, and it actually downgraded a little bit. But I see what they're trying to do there. The major battle system, however, I do not like. The units are basically reduced down to cards, and I, s- I just much rather have like a single like horse unit that represents like a whole unit, instead of just cards, because it just kind of takes out the realism a bit. And yeah. Now, the good thing about Suikoden 3, well, there's actually more than one good thing, obviously. I guess the best factor of this game is the storyline. The storyline is very unique. It pretty much takes from the three perspectives of the main characters that you're going to be playing as. So yeah, it's kind of weird how they do it. This game has a shit ton of backtracking, but the backtracking is so where once you play as every single different character, it's like you're going through the same areas but with different missions and reasons, and it's like really like wow, this is like Pulp Fiction almost, but nah, I don't know. Um, but it's actually really cool. You have three main characters: Hugo, son of a Korean chief. You have Jetto, or Ghetto as I like to call him, because, well, I think that's funny, and I've actually always called him that. He is the captain of a certain Harmonian force. I forgot the number, I'm sorry. And you have Chris Lightfellow, who is captain of the Zexen Knights. And the White Maiden, as she hates to hear herself being called that. But Chris is all of them are just really like good characters, and there's a lot of character development within the game. It's really nice. But basically, for the first half of the game, you work your way up through these three people's perspectives, and you can play this game whatever way you want. And getting to that point, since I'm going to be playing this way like counterclockwise or something, I'm pretty much going to be playing every character's chapter one sequentially, and then I'll work my way up chapter 2, everybody's chapter 2, then chapter 3, and then 4, 5, and. So basically, what I'm going to do is for every chapter, or for every character rather, I'm just going to create three playlists. One for Chris, one for Hugo, and one for Ghetto. This way, for people who are just coming in on the LP, it'll be easier for them to track down instead of putting everything in one single huge playlist, and they'll have to end up thumbing through like 40, 50 videos just to get to Hugo chapter 3 if they're having a tough time with that. All they have to do is just click on Hugo's playlist and then just go all the way to towards the end. And you can find it in a matter of seconds as opposed to a rather of a couple minutes. It's not really going to mean anything to you guys who are going to be watching this as I upload, but just to let future people know who watch this, I'm pretty much gonna like make a rather main title screen where you can choose which playlist you want to go to. Oh God. Well, I can tell you that this is definitely the game that brought a lot of people to the Suikoden series. If you go on any online forum, just about everyone will tell you that Suikoden 3 was their first game. And then through Suikoden 3, they discovered 2 and 1 and so on and so forth. So you gotta name the Flame Champion. There really is no canon name, so I will go with a famous LPer and one of my best personal YouTubing friends, if it'll fit. Which it will. Oh, just barely. It's Destiny, man. It's Capri Sun. This is gonna be for some major lulls. It really is. Alright, now the thing about Suikoden 2 transferring to Suikoden 3, my PlayStation 1, I don't have a Sony PlayStation 1 memory card. I have a newbie, and I think it's because of the brand that I'm not able to put my Suikoden 2 data in a PlayStation 2 memory card because in order for this to work, you have to have the Suikoden 2 data in the PlayStation 2 memory card so you can load it from the game. And for some reason, my PS2 won't let me file transfer. I don't know what it is, but we'll be playing without. And it's nothing we're missing out on, really. There's really nothing except references to the army that you named it in Suikoden 2 and a couple items, I guess. I don't know. It's nothing really special, though. So these are the Trisite flames, and with every flame, there's a character. We just skipped over Hugo's I was talking, but that one is Ghetto's or Jetto's. And this one is Chris's. Now I'm going to be starting with Hugo because I think he's the easiest to get into, and basically just go on with Chris's and then Ghetto's, which I think is the hardest. But yeah, that's basically going to be my plans with the LP, and this is ALG signing off, and I will see you for the beginning sequence of Hugo's Chapter 1 later.